The promise of long life. God is saying to all of us, walk in my statute of love, walk in my commandment of love, and I'll take sickness away from the midst of thee, and the number of thy days I will fulfill. By that, I don't mean that you should become passive and do nothing. No, be like the mother of that epileptic child. When Satan's attack comes, take your stand and say, Satan, I'm walking in love. You take your hands off of me, my family, or whatever else it is you have a right to act for. I'm walking in love. But because many Christians have not known to do that, they have not taken this stand, and the devil has taken advantage of them. The same thing happened to the children of Israel under the Old Covenant. You will remember God said on one occasion, my people, not the devil's crowd, are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. The devil took advantage of them too, because of what they didn't know. I do not want to leave the impression, however, that the majority of Christians are sick because they have sinned. I think the majority of Christians are sick because of two reasons. First, they do not know what belongs to them under the covenant. And second, if they begin to get a little inkling of it, they don't know how to take advantage of it and walk in the light of the new covenant. Thus, Satan takes advantage of Christians and destroys some of us. Forget about those wrongs somebody did to you. If you let bitterness fester in your spirit and soul, it will rob you. I let people say what they want to say about me. I'm not going to take time to deny it. I'm just going to keep shouting the victory. I'm going to maintain a good conscience between God and myself. Those people can't keep me out of heaven anyway. One time, my wife and I were holding a meeting in a full gospel church, and the pastor asked for a few folks who had gotten something out of the meeting to get up and testify. One lady got up and told about being healed. Another lady, sitting close to my wife, said to a friend, I don't know what she's testifying about. She's not even saved. Her friend said, What do you mean she's not saved? Why, she's saved, filled with the Holy Ghost, and a member of this church. Yes, but she did me wrong. I haven't forgiven her. And besides, I'm not going to. And if I don't forgive her, she can't go to heaven. That is ignorance gone to seed. When we inquired later, we discovered that the woman was angry because she thought this other woman had taken her boyfriend away from her. Actually, he had quit going with her 2 months before he met the other woman. But the first woman still had it in for her because she got him and married him. People have all kinds of ideas. A lot of those ideas are keeping them from getting healed. And a lot of those ideas are the reason for their being sick in the first place. That's the reason they need to get back to the law of love. The law of love doesn't consider me. It considers the other person. The law of love even works from a natural standpoint. Several years ago, I read an interview a Time magazine reporter had with the president of the American Medical Association. The AMA president said, We've gone in for the specialist, and we've left off the old family physician. We run people through our offices just like a number, not like an individual. The old family doctor was closer to people. He knew a lot of things about them. Actually, we've lost from the medical profession the greatest healing agency there is, love. Think about that. Do you know what God is saying to us? By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, because you have love one for another, even as I have loved you. Walk in my statute of love, keep my commandment of love, and I'll take sickness away from the midst of you. The number of your days I'll fulfill. How many days is that? Well, in Psalm 91, the Lord said, With long life will I satisfy him. So no matter how old you are, if you're not satisfied yet, keep on living. Somebody will say, well, he just promised us 70 years. If you read that again, you'll see that's not a promise. The psalmist is lamenting the fact that the days of our years are 70, and by reason of strength they be 80, and they are soon cut off, and we fly away. So don't stop at less than 70. If you're satisfied at 70, go on home. If you're not satisfied, go on up to 80. When you get there, if you're not satisfied, go on up to 90. If you get satisfied, then go on home. Some people, bless their hearts, will say, well, that's far-fetched. But it's Bible principles. Can't you see it? I will take sickness away from the midst of thee, God said. The number of thy days I will fulfill. How many is the number of thy days? Until you get satisfied.